job is not to divide. Our job is to bring people together.
Largest refugee crisis.
If the intelligence and law enforcement
We
community
have a right.
well, that's
For healthcare.
no threat.
Over 90 Americans are killed by guns, homicide,
The death of
suicide.
Supreme Court Justice Antonin.
Typical woman.
They created state discrimination against transgender individuals.
That's about my sense of self.
Example of anti-black
This morning, the
racism.
Confederate flag is no longer flying over
Constitutional define marriage because I believe states define marriage.
To the United
Kind of
States.
what we are as America is letting, people have their freedom.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yo prometo lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nina hati kwa bendera gano mativo americano.
En la república que se representa una nación
Indivisible with
Liberty and justice.
For whom? I live in America, the melting pot of culture and diversity.
I live in the land that throws bullets without looking to the eyes of whom they shoot.
Well, I live in a land that prospers through struggle. I live in a land afraid of outsiders.
I live in a land built on blood, sweat, and tears. The land built on rocks for us to rise up.
I live in a land that was stolen from people who couldn't fight back.
brave,
Welcoming,
guarded,
Beautiful.
hateful. But I now live in the land that closes its doors to people crawling towards safety.
Fortunate than us.
I live in the land that builds walls.
let's get one thing perfectly clear. We're all American.
The small-minded ignorant that becomes the law is American.
Those men that hold my future in their hands but don't care to know who I am are also American. The child in poverty who just wants a chance to be great like everyone else is American.
The old couple that has an American flag waving proudly on their front porches but no papers is also American.
The politicians that turn away from needs, blinded by notoriety and greed, are still American.
The people who engage in civil disobedience for basic human rights are all still American.
The lawmakers that defend both of those voices are also American.
Okay, so why do so many people in our generation not feel American?
Because it doesn't affect us?
Because we're lazy?
Because we're just kids?
Because we're narcissistic?
Because we don't understand. This is our story as a new generation of Americans.
You're familiar with the story.
Of love.
Friendship.
Freedom to work with each other to create something bigger than ourselves. People being wrenched from their ancestral lands.
Listen, all I know is that my family couldn't take a luxury cruise to get over here.
Mine came through a sewer.
The undercarriage of a car. The bottom of a boat packed like sardines.
Through the desert by foot. Chattel.
Weapons. Merchandise.
Beggars.
Criminals.
Immigrants.
But my people weren't immigrants. They were kicked out.
I'm sorry, what are you, like 1/16th Native American?
We wouldn't have America without European values.
Okay,
Columbus!
Christopher Columbus, all he did was steal a lie. He will do from what it was, and he won't apologize. He says
in the Vietnam and Korean War. You really messed up, but maybe worse than me. Do you realize? Do you finally see? I'll reiterate, just so you can understand, that you did it more than once in Iraq and Iran. And let's just mention Afghanistan. Did you make a difference? Did you take a stand?
Even though my ancestors lived in this land, I don't feel like a true American. I would feel more American if I wasn't judged on my native looks and the texture of my hair. I'm Italian, Spanish, and also Native American. I've been in some malls and stores and I've been followed. I've even gotten detained once by an officer because he said that I fit the description. Even after I showed my receipt, he pulled me in because they thought I was a thief.
Hey!
What? I have my receipt.
Sir, you can't do that.
We're gonna need backup, we're taking them in.
Quite honestly, I don't think I'm ever going to feel like a true American since this land ancestors.
Your land was taken from you. And you were also taken from our land. They stole from our land, put us on a boat and attacked below. Chains. Chains on our wrists and hands. People taking their own lives so they didn't have to go.
Since 14, forced to work under the hot sun. You'd think we had a choice. We couldn't run. We couldn't make no noise.
Worked for 200 years picking cotton and rotten for old white men with dusty beards who sold our family for years.
Breaking me down, putting my culture under the ground, following the North Star, and not getting very far.
Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching to the free. 1631.
Would nobody like to go higher for this slave girl? Going once? Twice? Sold for $1,360. She's all yours.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. Underground Railroad.
Me and my husband are ready to go.
You can't go together, we have to travel separately.
I won't go without him.
To the north.
And before I'd be a slave, I'd be buried and go home to my Lord and be free.
1954.
Brown versus the Board of Education.
Go away! We don't want you here.
Ain't gonna let no racism turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep freedom land. 2016.
America, I love. I feel very American. I'm an East Coast girl, a Jersey girl. I'm just as American as the girl with blonde hair and blue eyes. But those who got history class, they think that because they teach us about slavery, you're doing us no justice. And because I
marks do?
Didn't give your seat up on the bus for a white man.
And what about Martin Luther King?
Led a major civil rights movement.
Yay, Black History Month.
When I look around my classroom to see that I am the only fully black... Oh, thanks, but I participate every day, though.
Yeah, but the whole Black Lives Matter thing, it's just great to hear a different perspective on it.
I wonder if she realizes that I just sat through half an hour of my people that are being shot, being called thugs. Because I'm not American. I'm African American. I will always have to be something else before I can just be an American.
My family came here so long ago that I don't know anything about them. They just wanted to protect me, the opportunities I have today, and I'm grateful, but I can't even relate to the pain communities are suffering now. I have no record of my ancestors living in Ireland. I don't even know when or why they came here. Well, it was probably during the Irish potato famine.
Mine were Polish. They were probably fleeing the pogroms.
Italian. Swedish.
Jewish. The Holocaust. Germany. World War II.
They all came through Ellis Island. The first thing they saw was the Statue of Liberty. It was an open invitation to freedom, but many times the reality was a lie to reach the freedom they were promised.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free.
The wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest tossed to me.
How old are you?
18.
I'm only 15. I don't know where my mother or my sister are, but I can only...
Where did you come from?
Germany, Poland. I'm a son of an unskilled farmer who's in poverty.
Next. Over in Killarney, many years ago, me Miller sang a song to me in tones so sweet and low. Just a simple little ditty in her good old Irish way, and I give the world if she could sing that song to. Why did you come here?
To start my own business and to become a productive member of society.
I had no choice but to flee my country. My children were starving because of the war.
Next. What skills do you have?
I can operate machinery very well.
I can barely read. My father died when I was 7 and I was forced to leave school. My mother made me beg on the streets.
Next. Do you have any diseases?
No, I'm perfectly healthy. I don't know. I have an awful cough, but I can't afford money to see a doctor.
Next. Tooraloo, raloo, ra.
times that I have been followed in a store. For every single time that we have been in class and someone said,
Oh. Hey, Jose. Yeah. Can you give me a calculator? Mm-hmm. Thanks. Don't run too fast, border hopper.
Shut up, he's used to running.
Don't want to play Uno with Darian, because he'll steal all the green cards.
Hola, ¿cómo está tu familia?
Shamel, this is America. Speak English.
Well, corazón, this is America. And the second most spoken language in America is actually Spanish. I'm sure of one thing. As long as my last name is Flores, as long as my skin color is brown, and as long as I speak Spanish, I will never be considered an American.
I don't feel American because I was never taught my history as a Latino. For example, can you name any Latino activists?
Oh, hold up. Wait. What about Cesar Chavez?
Okay, who else?
Can anyone name any famous Hispanic playwrights?
Do we know anything about Latino culture?
No one knows about the people who established these communities for us.
Who are the artists?
The political figuras?
The people who fought for us to be here.
Okay, I know who Celia Cruz is.
I eat arroz con pollo.
I seen Selena.
My mom listens to Pitbull.
Sometimes when I'm flipping through the channels, I end up on Telemundo.
Es Telemundo.
Mamá, ¿por qué? Hija,
Señora, por favor.
¿Por qué?
Mi amor.
Te voy a matar. Te voy a matar.
No, wait, Jamal, that way.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Is this all we know of the Latino community?
We have the love of our families.
We have delicious food.
Did you know that 60% of cooks in America are Latin American?
We have incredible architecture, the temples, and oh yes, the very pyramids that our ancestors built.
We even have astronomy, the exploration of the skies.
The activists like Violeta Parra.
When I was younger, mi mamá showed me the beautiful music of Mercedes Sosa. Salgo a caminar por la cintura cósmica del sur. Piso en la región más vital de viento y de la luz. Siento al caminar toda la piel de América en mi piel. Y anda mi sangre un río que libera mi voz, su caudal.
We have intricate rhythm.
Hispanics, that's a dirty word. If we go out in public, we get stared down. But a white girl comes and the whole world presents brown. Being American, I love it. But the love that we have for this country isn't seen because of our skin color.
Our culture's hidden. When is the last time you learned about Latinos in your history class? No wonder half of us don't know the struggles of generations past.
The butt of every joke. Because of what? Our hard work, dedication, motivation, talk about our life as our most desired salvation. Where is the freedom that our ancestors died for? Where are those so that they would use their voices if we got them elected? Where is the America we so long protected?
They're kicking you out, making you bleed, but it's cool, don't sweat it. The day will come when we will succeed, because when they need us the most, that's when we'll lead.
This is to honor all the people that have paved the way for us to be here, to be part of a community. Soy de Alto Perú. Rostro Bolivia, estaño y soledad. Un verde Brasil. Besa mi chile, cobre y mineral. Subo desde el sur hacia la entraña América y total. Por raíz de un grito destinado a crecer. Y
Todas las voces, todas las manos, toda la sangre puede ser canción en el viento. Canta conmigo, canta, hermano americano, libera tu esperanza como un grito de la
I feel American because I have the opportunity to do what I want, when I want. To an extent, of course. Funny thing though, I'm half Spanish, so that probably makes me the pure example of an American because I'm mixed, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm proud to be in this country. There's no war, I have a home, I have freedom. I felt like this ever since elementary school. But when I would tell my friends who were 100% Spanish that I was Puerto Rican, they didn't believe me because I'm white.
No, you're not Spanish. You got freckles. What Spanish girl got freckles?
No, you're a ginger. Honey, you're not Spanish.
Since I'm white passing, I'm not connected to my culture or others in the Latino community. So where do I belong?
I'm not a 100% American. Because I don't think such a thing even exists. I was filling out this survey, and you know the question. It's on like every standardized test in the country. It reads, please fill in the bubble that correctly corresponds to your race. Something like that.
Are you okay? You look flustered.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what to put down for this one.
Don't worry, that's not important. Just focus on the test.
I had always just considered myself an American. After all, this is the country that I was born and raised in. But by not filling in that bubble, do I betray a part of myself? Do I place myself in a box? Or in this case, a circle I don't belong in? Maybe there was no correct answer to fill in from the start.
So, is that the reason we don't feel 100% American? That we don't know who we really are? That we feel like we're choosing sides?
Perhaps we're asking the wrong question. As if there's some standardized definition of what constitutes an American. Perhaps the answer is that we are not American, but we become America. America as a living organism that changes day to day, moment to moment, year to year.
And in that case, we are the next America. The next voices. We are the next generation.
Earlier in the year, I heard a conversation between a teacher and a kid saying,
Okay, listen, there's just 3 things that you should never talk about in school. Money, religion, and politics. What? Guys, how are we, as a new generation of Americans, not supposed to talk about politics without people not agreeing with us or putting up fights? Like, I know that we all get that fire in the belly moments that really get us going, right?
Yeah, like racial equality.
And gender equality.
The LGBTQ community.
Education.
SATs.
Body consciousness.
Immigration.
Abortion laws.
Poverty.
Feminism.
Cultural appropriation.
Okay, so many of us disagree with each other strongly.
But as a new generation, we need to have a voice in America without destroying each other. But how do we listen to each other? This land is your land.
my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. Okay. In the square of the city, in the shadow of the steeple, never believe the obvious, I see my people. And some are crumbling and some are wondering if this land's still made for you and me.
There was a big arrow that tried to stop me. The stop faces, they're driving property. I'm on the backside, it didn't say nothing. The backside was made for you and me.
We create our own America.
Guys, our voices are stronger. Stronger than any bomb, gun, or fist that was designed to take us down.
No matter what you say or want to do, I may say goodbye to my culture, but that doesn't mean that my culture is goodbye to me. I love who I am, my tradition and my...
I feel like a real American. This is the land where we get to make our own choices and have a say in what we want. So in elementary school one day, we had this mini election day where we got to vote for the new governor. 11-year-old me had the power to pick someone who she felt best fit the job. Of course, 11-year-old me really didn't know what the job was, but I felt like a true American that day.
We have a right to our voice.
We have the right to vote.
We have the right to register and go to those polls and pick who we want to speak for us.
Yes. Well, I'm 18. And when election day does come around, I already decided for our culture.
You know what? This summer when I turn 18, I'll make my voice count by voting. There is barely enough money for Latinos to live. I want to vote for someone, you know, who will fight for poor people.
I'm a proud woman. Even if people don't want me in this country, I will vote. I will make sure that my voice is heard because this is my country.
For whom?
For my ancestors who were forced into slavery.
For whom?
For all of the minorities who make a majority of our nation.
For whom?
For all the outcasts of society, pushed away. For who?
For all the people that think their voices don't count.
For who? For all the immigrants who don't have a say.
For whom? For the Muslims that are experiencing discrimination now more than ever. For my family, for my friends.
For us!
For you and me.
Here is